Hi, welcome to Coffee with Kim. I'm Bassett, your host. I am so excited for today, and I wish I had had this woman with my 6 kids in trying to figure out how to get them into college. So if you are a parent who is pulling your hair out, trying to figure out how to get your kid into college, and let alone how you're going to pay for this college, then today is the show for you. Today on Coffee with Kim, we will be talking with Celia Garcia. Celia is a mother, grandmother, community leader, and an award-winning educator who has impacted thousands of lives over her 30-year career. She is the founder and CEO of the Latin Business Institute and the Job Skills Institute. Her passion for developing and implementing effective training and coaching to impact business performance has now led to a system to empower parents to navigate the process of getting your child into college. Celia, welcome to Coffee with Kim. All right. Yay!
Hi, Kim. It's so good to be here.
Thank you. Gosh. Where were you when I had all my 6 kids trying to get into college?
Figuring it out, like so many parents still today.
Oh, my goodness. So first, before we get really in depth in this conversation, I really do want people to know about your background because you are so much more than this college stuff. And you have been helping me on my other shows and content for helping people with business, small to medium-sized business. So let's just have you talk a little bit about what you do and who you are.
Sure. Well, I've been in the same industry working, which is workforce development, which has to do with upskilling and training workers for all types of businesses. But I've worked with large businesses for many years, over 25 years, in upskilling their workforce. So I'm on site at different businesses in different industries, looking at where they can get more production out of their employees and where can employees get more skills so they can find better advancement, better jobs. So that's my expertise. And of course, you asked about the college coaching. When you're in workforce development, you're working to help kids go through school successfully, right? So that they could be prepared for college, right? And then once they go through college successfully, be prepared for the workplace. And those are, sometimes stumbling blocks for even us as adults, much less for children. So we want to provide a lot of guidance to kids, make them understand the consequences early of not preparing themselves, and just help the parents, because I think the parents sometimes are a bit stressed about, are they equipped to help their kids get into college? And if they are, how are they going to pay for it without going broke, without taking student loans, without their children graduating with a lot of debt. So those are the topics that I'm going to talk about today.
Oh my goodness. I am so thrilled. And I can guarantee you unfortunately we are recording this. So, you're going to have to go back and see all the questions that people start asking. And I no doubt you're going to have a lot of that because, this is a time of the year, right, that people are now, well, they should be already applying for this coming fall, correct?
Yes. Sometimes that's a very stressful time because there's all these deadlines. And in order to apply, there's all these requirements, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes the requirements mean that you have to have prepared the year or two before. So, it's very demoralizing when you don't feel that you're ready with the information they're asking for to qualify for financial aid, for the support, the guidance that you need to help your child. And then right now, with COVID and all the disruption that's happened with all our educational system and our workforce system, it's even more complicated because however the protocols or how they're addressing the applications for scholarships, for applications to colleges and applications for financial support, many of those might have changed. And so it's very confusing. I'd like to help parents understand that they can get the guidance and support that they need early on, be prepared, and qualify for as much financial support as possible. Because there's a lot of statistics that say that a lot of parents take out a second mortgage out of their home to send their kids to college, put money on credit cards. They're talking about inflation right now. That's the last situation you want to find yourself in debt with anyone. And especially if you don't need to, if you could help to build a purse, the funds you need for one or multiple children just by doing the homework and following the steps that we can share with you, why not do it? Then, they'll know. When I was growing up, I grew up in a poor family. And, for the first 15 years of my life, there's no way I was going to ask my mom for college money because I already saw her stressing just to keep a roof over our head. And so sometimes between kids and parents, those conversations don't take place. There's hesitance, and then we have different situations, like people even that are running businesses and they feel like, oh, I can't qualify for anything. I have this cash flow from my business, but that's not necessarily true because I help doctors and people that have high incomes qualify. There's different ways to build a purse of money for college. You just have to know and take the steps.
Wow. I mean, my head is just literally spinning, and because we have our last daughter, in college, and she does have a scholarship, but it doesn't cover everything, right? So there's still those other pieces, and I have nieces and nephews, and so I'm definitely so grateful to you for coming on and sharing your knowledge and your expertise in so many ways. So some of the things that were in the sizzle reel, they go kind of fast. So I do want to pull them out if this is the right time to do that.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so the first one would it be this one?
Yes, of course, we know that college is very expensive. And one of the issues around how expensive it is that there's a lot of things that we don't think about. It's not just getting your child into the college and paying for the tuition, but what about all the other costs like meals, right? And healthcare. I mean, you're not going to send your kid to college and not have them covered by healthcare. So how do you manage that? There's travel costs. Even if they're in a local college, they have to travel back and forth. If they're out of state, what about the living expenses, transportation? So there's all these costs that you don't think about, supplies and books and meals.
The books alone is almost a cost of tuition. I mean,
and that's one of the situations that I had to decide early on with my two daughters. I have two daughters, and when they were younger, when they were 15 and up, like all kids, they want to earn their own money, right? And they wanted to work, and I understand because they have mad skills and they want to make some money with them, but I wanted them to focus on their studies, right? Because I knew that there's going to be a whole life ahead of them where they're going to have to work for years and years and years. And they're in the thick of that now, right? In their 30s and their 40s. And there's no turning back, right? But when you have a child in school, rather than putting them to work early, allowing them to focus, get work experience, do internships, have, exposure to what the work life is, but in a way that helps them build scholarship funds. If the scholarship didn't pay for it, Kim, maybe it was because we didn't start early enough. We should have applied for 3 to 4 times more scholarships. The money is out there for whoever is aggressive to go after it. And also, one of the things that it says on the picture that you just showed is the guidance that you have. When you apply for a scholarship or apply for a college, our services review what you're going to submit before you submit it for consideration. Because once you submit your application for a scholarship, or once you submit your essay, or you submit your application for financial aid, what you're going to get is a result, their answer to it. And that's going to determine if they approved it, if they liked it, if it worked, right? That's too late for you to really fix it, improve upon it. So we have college coaches, career advisors, and experts in financial aid that help you and guide you through the process and help you to get that critique early on before submittal so it could be improved. I'm going to be working with a young girl today at 3:00 because she's having trouble writing essays, and it's a simple coaching that she needs to get her head on straight, and then she's going to be powerful and go after every bit of money that she needs to be a surgeon. She's a young girl who's 15 years old. She has a few years. She's starting early. her parents don't feel they're equipped to help her through the process, but college coaches, career advisors, and experts in financial aid can help the parents with what they need to know, the strategic information they need to know to qualify for as much support. And the child needs to know how to navigate their education, keep their grades up. What are they going to need to qualify? And a lot of it is also character building for the young children, right? Because I had my first job when I was 15 because our family was so poor. But that work experience that I got really launched my career. So just working with kids to connect the dots from what they're learning in school to what it's going to mean for them in the future. And I mean a whole future of earning good money or bad money. This is very important. And I think kids can get on board with money and and getting college and a good job in their career. I think they want that. But I also think that it's a lot that we ask from kids at a very young age in the middle of a pandemic to know how to sort that out for themselves. So so a college coaching plan helps them to get all that support and the parents to get that support. So I just want to say for these packages that we offer, these services, we also provide a lot of free webinars and information. And as a matter of fact, this Saturday, I'm going to be interpreting live from English to Spanish. They're going to have this 4-hour college coaching boot camp. And I'm going to be the live interpreter for English to Spanish. They're going to have it in Vietnamese and another language as well, but it's really in English. And so when you work with me, we give you a lot of additional support knowledge, each of which helps your child know exactly what to do, know exactly how to prepare, and position themselves with a purse of money ready to go to college. And of course, think of all the skills that they have also learned early on that are going to help them in their career because they mature quickly knowing that they have to do their part to earn the money for college. They have to do their part, right?
So, oh my goodness. Yes. I think, okay. And I don't mind saying this right here because this is going to be recorded and coming out later. I think what we do is we get on either after this or in the next day or so. So we just do a quick commercial about if that's coming up this weekend, that we do that because, and then anytime in the future, you have something that's going to be so impactful like this, that we put this in the Koffee with Kim Facebook group. We, blast it, in the other groups that I'm in, because I really feel just even learning just in the first, half of this show, what you do, the value that you provide. I mean, I'm not joking when I say I wish I'd had you. It's just,
it's really important. I think there's so many things about this that matter. And, what matters is that it's going to multiply the results when you start early working with your children. You're going to be proud as a parent that you had a plan, right? And that it's now, the costs are not an issue. Money's not an issue for you anymore. I don't think it's fair that, because we want to be good parents, that we would tap into our retirement money and things like that, because we need that for ourselves. So we need financial planning for ourselves, and we need college planning for our children. And it could be done. It's just information and understanding how to apply it. And I'm would try to make that very easy for you and connect you to experts. So I have this young gal that I'm going to be coaching in a little while, and she's falling behind, like a lot of kids are falling behind. They're not used to having appointments on webinars like we are. They're not used to turning in certain assignments that they've never done before. But I tell Ashley, who is my student, and her parents, it's good that you fail in these things now early, because when you're in college, no one is going to be checking on whether you turn things in on time. No one's going to be checking on whether you got to class. It's going to be your responsibility, and you'll have to be mature about it because you're paying for it and your parents are paying for it. So right there, we're trying to address the issue of dropouts. A lot of kids drop out the first year of college because they're not equipped. And it's scary for them, and their self-esteem gets hurt when they fall behind like Ashley. So having been a child that also had those issues, and having my children and having that experience, I'm able to coach Ashley, as all of the other coaches can, to, not in a harsh way, but in an encouraging way, letting you know what's in it for her if she works closely with us. And if she starts to flex that muscle when she gets into college, she's going to be that much more secure, so much more confident and assertive, and ready to make the moves to be successful in college and to go after a career that she's dreaming of. I tell her to be a surgeon, which is what she's already identified she wants, is not an easy task. And her parents, they own a small construction company, but you're talking about $200,000-$300,000 of money that they have to leverage for that education. We could work on that right now, and in the next 3 years, put a big debt into that. And also help the parents do a little bit of financial planning, with which Angelina is going to help you with, so that you move the money into places that don't qualify against you, and you're able to qualify on a needs basis. And also, if you cannot qualify for everything on a needs basis, work with your children to qualify on a merit basis, because there's that money too. So you got to know about these pockets of money. Right.
Wow. Yes. I mean, the resources alone, because I know you are in your community, you are networking everywhere, and you've done that for so long that the fact that so many light bulbs are going off for me right now that now there was one other thing I wanted to make sure. There was something else you gave me here. Oh, so that's the private cost.
Private cost.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then, of course, you're competing right now with international students. So our service, there's a part of our service that also helps international students come and gain their education in the United States. Everybody wants to go to U.S. colleges from around the world. So you want to make sure, these are not unlimited seats. There's, if you want to go to certain colleges, it's very limited. It's very competitive. Like I said, again, if you work with us, you're going to flex your muscle. You're going to be ready. And whatever you turn in, whatever you're saying, whatever you're portraying about yourself, how you're perceived, is going to be of higher value and open more doors for you. It's totally worth it.
Okay. So I have a personal question now,
Sure.
because you've got me thinking here. So if, this is, setting everything up to start college, what about these kids that are already in college, and is there opportunities for them for more scholarship, or are you just capped off? If you don't get it at the beginning, you're done?
No, you can get money for every year you're in college.
Really?
And this is very important. Yeah. And you can also get money if you're an adult, and let's say you only went, you only got an AA, you want to go back for a BA, you want to go back for a master's, you can get money for that. So again, it's in the applications, and it's in what you're saying in your essays. It's in your merit or your need, how that all pans out. So, laying the foundation with the knowledge and then going for it is all you have to do.
Okay. So if a parent is listening right now and their child or two children are already in college, they can contact you and you can help them with more resources to get merits, correct?
Absolutely. They can sign up for the program for a year. And what they do is they get monthly sessions with the child, walking them through the high school steps or the college steps. Sometimes it's also what I do in career development, career exploration, helping them really nail down what they want to do, because some of them are just attending college, but they're floundering. They're not really picking a major. They don't really know why they picked that major that they did. They're figuring out now that there's no job market for that. And all of that costs more money because you have to repeat and stay in college longer. So having someone guide you through college is going to help you finish college in a way.
Wow.
And start also getting some guidance on how to contact employers, how to get on their radar, how to network, how to join groups, how to position yourself. That's all important, because a lot of kids go through college and then they come out the other end and they're graduated, but they have no job prospects. So I'm just saying, having a coach for the parents that's working with the child on a monthly basis over time gets you results in a lot of different areas.
And I think too, as kids in that age range, because you and I both have had kids in that age range at some point in our lives, they would rather hear the same exact thing from someone else and not mom and dad. Let's just be real.
Yeah, I could tell that when these parents that I was talking to, Ashley's parents, they've been my clients for 30 years since that's when I entered
Wow.
the insurance and financial industry. And they were some of my first parents, some of my first clients. And so that's when the mother was expecting Ashley, and I come to find them again and talk to them about college coaching. So I care about these families. And so when I saw that Ashley's falling behind, I know that parents are trying to discipline their kids. But like I told Ashley, a lot of times there were a lot of things going on with me when I was in junior high and in high school that I would never even tell my mother because I didn't want to worry her. But I was going through bullying and all kinds of, being accosted. And it's hard to concentrate on your studies and think of adding on top of, that kind of stuff that goes on in all schools, the fact that they're having to do online learning, the fact that they're worried about their parents during COVID. I mean, my gosh, we're expecting a lot from kids right now, and we're not supporting them the best that we can. So I stepped in and I asked the parents if they wouldn't mind if I meet with Ashley, because I could totally relate to not being judgmental or condemning her for not being able to understand or stay with the process. But I want her to understand that her parents are invested in the process, and I want them to continue to invest in her. And if she starts early and she understands, so we're going to meet and I'm going to help her, with submitting her first, essay for this particular college. She's submitting already essays for scholarships. So we're trying to build that purse. If I can get her to understand that taking these steps, proving to herself that she could do it, seeing herself do it, showing her parents she could do it, all of that, self-esteem gets lifted. And then you're on your way to college. And that's what you want your kids to understand, that they're on their way to college. Not that, I don't want to bring it up because I don't think there's any money. I don't want to, that, don't shut your kids down. Give them an option. Let me give you an option, a solution for that problem. And what I love about this is that you do the same process 3 times if you have 3 kids. You do the same process 5 times if you have 5 kids. It's the same process, different for every kid. They should have their own approach, because every kid has to determine for themselves what they want to do in life. You want to go with their passion and their interest, because that's what's going to help, their boat float like ours, right? Right. And so, but that the money's going to be there for each of those kids. Like, you don't have to pick one. Oh God.
Yeah.
That happens. I have to pick, one, because I have too many and it's too expensive. All of them can go to college, through this process.
Wow. This is, like I said, I was over the moon excited about having you on. I know the value that you are providing for others. Yes. Let's talk about the book.
Okay, so I have a book here for all parents. There it is. And you're all able to get a download. I think there's an email.
I'm going to show it.
And if you just send me an email and on the headline, just put book to celiaknowsbest@gmail.com, I will give you a copy of this book that is a guide for parents and for kids. I actually have another book that's just for the kids that gives them a checklist and a process starting from their sophomore year and getting ready for college. So, we are able to provide you that type of support if you want it. It's a simple read. Will take about an hour to read, but it has really, really important activation steps that you can take to get ahead of the process.
Oh my goodness. Celia, thank you so much for this value. And thank you for coming on. You guys, I'm seriously a mom of 6 who did not have anything like this. And I can tell you, if I had known about you, Celia, I would have been all over it. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. I'm here to help as many families as they can get their kids into the college of their choice without going broke, by connecting them to college coaches, career advisors, and financial experts.
All right. She just said it all right there. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. And this recording, please put down in the comments with your biggest takeaway. Please let me know that you're, reaching out to Celia, because that is how you make a change. Take action. It is time for you to take action. So you guys have a great day and get your kids in school.